So just a quick video today. This is about men and coronavirus. This article came out 2 days ago. I thought it was very interesting. It's basically about how scientists are not paying attention to the fact that men are more likely to die from coronavirus, and about how research should be paying attention to this fact. The headline reads, "Not accounting for sex differences in COVID research could be deadly." And then the subheadline, "Analysts suggest too little attention is paid to gender disparities in medical trials." Now, of course, the big gender disparity in COVID-19 is that men are twice as likely to die and have double the mortality rate. In fact, some data shows it's even more than double. Over 70% of deaths have been men. So men are almost 2.5 times as likely to die from COVID-19. This is obviously a very, very big difference if one group is at least double as likely to die. But that doesn't seem to be taken into effect with research. So this is exactly the kind of issue that MRAs talk about when we say, when men are disadvantaged, or when men are the people who have the less desirable situation for an issue, it's kind of ignored. Because I think if it were the other way around, if women were dying at twice the rate, then you would definitely see more attention to the gender-specific differences of COVID-19. Let's take a look at the article, which I've linked below. COVID-19 seems to be a case in point when it comes to differences between the sexes, with men thought to be up to twice as likely as women to die from the virus. But a new analysis suggests that scientists involved in the race to develop medical interventions for the coronavirus have paid little attention to these disparities. In a still-to-be peer-reviewed study, researchers found that only 416 of the 2,484 COVID-19 clinical trials mentioned sex gender as a recruitment criterion on their clinicaltrials.gov database. There have just been 11 original reports of randomized controlled clinical trials published by journals in June, and none of the analysis were disaggregated by sex, although each study did report the number of male and female participants. So the article continues, when it comes to COVID-19 and infectious diseases in general, female immune systems are considered stronger, in part because they have 2 X chromosomes that are understood to shape immune responses, although environmental factors play key roles. There are other established physiological and anatomical differences that may also make women more susceptible to drug-related risks. It's therefore imperative that scientists analyze data by sex, the expert stressed. Now take a look at the last part of that top paragraph. There are other established physiological and anatomical differences that may also make women more susceptible to drug-related risks. If you go and read this article, the main point, and this is another point I would make, and I couldn't help but notice this. The article, I first thought from the headline, is talking about why men are more likely to die and how they can research to, help that. But no, actually, the article is about, well, because women have stronger immune systems, they may be more affected by the viral therapies. So they're actually not saying, this article is not saying that we should research why men are dying more, double the rate. But rather it's saying, well, we should research how to make the drugs better for women. So what they're saying by gender research is they're not saying we should research why men are more likely to die and how to help them. The entire focus of the article is on the group that's half as likely to die. So read the article and see if you catch that. But I just thought that was kind of noteworthy, that an issue that men are twice as likely to die from, that gender difference is presented in a way that's disadvantaged for women, which in my opinion doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, yes, I'm not saying they shouldn't take differences in how men and women react to different drugs, but how can you ignore the main part of the gender difference, which is one gender being twice as likely to die?